Good day, everyone. This is the Buddhist Medicine and Yoga podcast. I have pleasure of having our honored guest, Prajwal Vajracharya. Prajwal, wonderful to see you again.
Yeah, that's great, great. Wow.
And for those of you who are just tuning in, this session, Prajwal is a Vajracharya, which is a Nawari Tantric Buddhist priest and also an international educator in Charya Nritya, which is a Buddhist form of dance. So Prajwal, thank you for joining us. I wanted to speak about the topic of mantras, sutras, and dharanis. It's a part of Nawari Buddhist practice. Can you tell us a little bit about what is a dharani?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So Dharani, before we start the Dharani, we need to get to the Gantras and the Tantras, and then come with the Sutra, then come with the Dharani, then come with the mantra. So that's the Dharani. If I need to say the Dharani, like a very very concise, when you come to the Sutra, it's so long, the big book. So when you come to the Dharani, they also say that every lines they have a paragraph, or they have a, what do you call that, verses, each verses they making concise, and what is a really important, and that will keep it into the dharani. So also the dharani means if you translate it into the dharani, means the who is dedicated, who is motivated, who is really into, like a dharana yagu. That's we call, dharana yagu means the taking in the personally, taking into the body, and make it that a meaningful way of life. So that is being used. And those dharani is in general way in Nepal. I mean, everywhere. Dharani is if you people get a sick, people have a problem, people have a not success with that, is people about to die, they make you in the dharani to listen before they die. So they use for many different regions in the dharani. So that I can say in the dharani.
So,
But okay.
oh yes, so sutras are sometimes noted as the recorded teachings of the Buddha, and here
Yeah.
you're saying one meaning of dharani is a condensed form
Yeah.
of the meaning of a sutra, a larger
That's
sutra.
right. Yeah, yeah. So sutra, if you look into there's Joga Khenche Rinpoche's have 84,000 of sutras been translating. So basically, sutra means every single things. It's a meaningful way of life. So Buddha's was teaching. That's where the Buddha came from. Everything's meaningful way of life. It became sutra. Sutra means also like a thread, it is connecting to your in personal body and connecting that to the meaning of life. That is big, it's like in the sutras. So, and a sutra, and sometimes like a gantra, it is, sometimes they say same text in a different way, like, oh, it is gantra or it's a sutra. So sutra and gantra is sometimes, granta means that also that other part, they have a navagranthas in our Buddhist tradition. So navagranth, if you look into navagranth, each granthas have a long, let's say long book. For example, look at this. This is a book. This is the this is the Astasasrika Pragyaparamita Sutra, but this is called a sutra. Sometimes it can be also the Tantra, like a Lalit Bistra, which is the Buddha's life history. If you look into a big book, it's about so sutras, they have 9 of them in the sutras, and sutra like this. So all the whole entire, you need to know about the entire connections with the how to be or live life with a meaningful way in basically. So for example, when you come to the sutra, they have a Nava Sutra. They also sometimes Nava Grantha they also usually call. So those are the Lalit Bistras, Astasasrika Pragyaparamita Sutra, Nava Gandhabhyuha, Suvarnaprava, Lankavatara, Dasabhumi. They also the Samadhi Ras and the Sadharma Pundarika, Tathagata Garbha. Those are the 9 sutras based on in the Neva Buddhist tradition. And within that sutras, like everything's covered within the what do you need to know about the Buddha Dharma. So that's why they made it so big, like you know, and so it's sometimes like it's so hard to. That's why this became like they give you the very specific sutras. Then come to the this is gantras. It became a sutra a little bit. So they making the melody. Sometimes it's a joyful way of singing, creating the melody and making easy. Then became a sutra. Then in this within sutra, they're making concise. Then became a dharani. Then when even the dharani is long, so they have a make it the short feeling short. It became a mantra. So that's why in the Dharma Sutra or Dharma text, they usually talk about like sukhena sada ente boredom. If you are happy, then you can get the bodhisattva path. If you're not happy, you don't get happy. But when you come to the point of the happiness, like every single person's in a different way of happy. Some people want to go to a hike, some people want to go to a bar, some many different way of happiness in the planet. So, but they usually talk about the sutras like give you into deep awareness to awakening in a part of the body. And then it's like sukhayante chitta samadhidam. When you are happy, then you are the settling down, then you go into the deep into samadhi. And once you into the samadhi, then the mantra anusarni mantra. So mantra is a give you that is peaceful in the mind, so you can generate like a completely awakening state of the mind. So that's why it is connected with the you can call it the tantras, grantha, sutra, dharani, and mantra. It is one form, but it is making easy and easy in one side. So they're making the layer easy and easy to make it. So that's why its mantra is a short form. It's all in one, like vibrations. Each mantra goes to a different nerve and vibrate. That's why it became a mantra is a short form. But the dharani before mantra, there's a dharani.
So I'm going to backtrack because there's so much useful information there. One of my original questions was going to be about Dharani collections, but you clarified some things. There are Nava or 9 granthas, sometimes called texts, but a more specific genre or smaller, not always smaller, is sutra. And within these sutras, sometimes they extol the virtues of specific dharanis, and shortened forms of some of these dharanis sometimes are referred to as mantras. So when we research or look into Newari Buddhism, it's often said that Newari Buddhism also has the legacy or heritage of preserving Sanskrit Buddhist mantras and dharanis. So Nava Grantha, are you familiar with this collection called Dharani Sangraha? I know it's a general.
Dharani Sangraha is like a collection. They have each deities and each what do you call that? Vibrations and natures, and they have all a dharani for them. So some people go to nature like they chanting hili hili sili sili giri giri guru guru. Sounds of the vibrations. It is just make you into peace in the mind. So they, sometimes dharani cannot be translated, but it is like they make the sounds, that the sounds of the vibrations, it's make you awakenings and make you into peace into the mind. So that is about,
How were you immersed in dharani or mantra growing up? Was it in ritual or you learned chanting growing up?
Yeah. In my family, I'm from the Buddhist back, generation by the Buddhist. So we have every day we chant, and my father is the greatest scholars, also the practitioners and also writers, the authors. So we have so much things happening in our family. So we always like every night or every full moons or every the occasions comes, you have to go. And also my father used to go, like if people have a problem, people have a sickness, people have a dying, so you go somewhere else to make the liberations. That's just, I grew up. So when little child, like I don't understand anything. My father, you take me to the little boy. So hey, just sit there. I don't do anything. I'm just quietly sit without understanding or without anything. But when you come to the point like wow, this is like a living tradition. Yes, you say that like in a Sanskrit, only the Buddhism in the world is survive and keep the preserve as a Sanskrit as it is in Nyawa Buddhism, and that's been 1,000 years. And still it's keep it that way. So, but the Dharani is like they have a Dharani Sangraha, but when you come to the Dharani Sangraha, it's not the big actually. So, but every deity they have a Dharani. So this is we do chanting, but this is in a one side print only basically. So not much. It's about a half an hour you can finish with this chanting. This is called the Buddha Bodhisattva's mantra and a Dharani pada. So,
as a Vajracharya or Nawari priest, so sometimes you would chant during ritual or ceremony on behalf of others. Who can chant Dharani? And is it different for mantra?
no, so Dharani can chant for everybody. That's why I'm creating with the network. So, every Tuesday we do the Dharani chanting. So I did the translation and also the translation also, but it's not coming out as a book, but it's online, my YouTube channel. There is a Dharani translations. For each day we have I go with the 5 different Dharani to translate, and so people can understand what the meanings of the Dharani. So there is but Dharani is like I want people to, it's easy to read, it's not hard, but understanding a little bit hard, you cannot completely translate, but as far I can understand, so what is the message they try to give you. Like for example, like if I read some Dharani here, it is like, let's say, what's a Dharani come? Basundara Dharani, or let's say Tara Dharani, like if you read it, some things like the Tara Dharani, like Om Nomo Arya Ugratara Abahe Prade Swaha Rachachema Sarvasatwanansa Sarva Bhuta Pesa Pisasa Dakina Abahe Sarvasatwa Sarvatra Sarvada Momo Sarvasatwanansa Santikuru Pustikuru Rachakuro Uru Bhagavati Pingala Maike Zate Hum Pat Namastute Swaha. So it basically is saying that, like, if you practice the Tara is like a ghosts and demons and any kind of bad obstacles. It's kind of move, and it's not only move for a little time. It's a move for forever, like a sarvada, like a Mamo Sarva Sattvanansa, and me and my peoples around there, and make you into Santikuru, Pustikuru, like make you into peace and generate the establishes, and transformations, it will be happening. So basically, like every Dharani, if you read, like they have a saying some things which is make you basically help you to, or basically like the guidance, like a sickness and problems, and so if you read through with all the Dharani, it's more benefit for lots of people. So
there was a term you translated there, and sometimes in academic scholarship they'll say, well, these Dharanis might also show a stage of development between Mahayana and Tantra, and you used a term shanting, and you translate it as peaceful.
Yeah. Chanti also. If you did Santi and Chanti, there's a 2 word. Santi, Chanti is patience.
And pushting, shanting kuru swaha, or so these activities, they're aspects of the effects of Dharana, right? Anything you could say about pacifying or enriching, because they're part of Tantra, but the lower Tantra is related to healing, please.
Most of the place, like it is usually say that the data is like the kind of like for example, and like what is this, like let's say for the Avalokiteswaras here, or Prajnaparamita here. So, no, okay. Like the Avalokiteswara, Om Namo Sri Arya Avalokiteswarai Bodhisattvai Mahasattvai Mahakarnikaya Taddeta. So, Avalokiteswara Bodhisattva, Mahabodhisattva, compassion, kindness, loving kindness, or the great compassion, kindness, and Taddeta is a give like a, for example, like a chiri chiri. So here. Wom chara chara chiri chiri churu churu huru huru muru muru hu hu pat pat padmahastaye swaha. So that's a sound like a, what is the compassion? What is the great compassion and kindness? But they give you the example like a wom chiri chiri churu churu, like when you come to the sounds of the vibrations with a bird, picking up that way, you have alert with the mind and make you in a peace and make you in a calm. Wow, this beautiful bird is there, kind of like a, and Padma Hastaye Swaha, so flowers of the, which holding like a flowers. And that is the essence you will see into that. So, I mean, it's, as I say, like it's not really translation, but you can feel with that, like what is the Avalokiteshvara does, compassion and kindness, and what is the compassion and kindness, and how is that make you into a compassion and kindness? What is the example for a compassion and kindness? I can talk about compassion this way, but how you can embody the compassion and kindness? What is your visualizations make you into a compassion and kindness? So they make it that sounds like a chiri chiri churu churu huru huru muru muru, it's like a so that is a Dharani. So
what is important in chanting Dharani is pronunciation or meaning. What are the important components?
It's historically, it's not any. You don't need to be proper pronunciation. You don't need to be proper dedication. Your motivation is important. Sanskrit pronunciation. There's a, they say like if you go to north of India, if you go to south of India, if you go to Nepal, it's vast different. Then when you come to the Tibetan, like forget, they don't even pronounce anything in the Sanskrit properly. All the mantras like the Tayeta, the Tadeta, like all different, like a Padma, Perme, very different way pronunciation. So my understanding like the pronunciation is not important. But important is about your dedications and motivations, and it is just make you into transformation. So, yeah, but little understanding.
One thing you had mentioned. Oh, please, yes.
Little understanding is a good, so you have fields with the connections. If you don't understanding, just reading without meaning. So if you have a meaningful, and then make it that meaningful, this is connection, that will be important. So.
What are some of the main sutras or dharani that you've taught over the years?
Well, so when you come to the sutras or when you come to the granthas, like like for example, like the Prajnaparamita, Sutra, there's have like 125,000 of verses, and this is the 8,000 verses of the Prajnaparamita Sutras. So, and then 8,000 verses, they made it into the 32 different way of awakening the emptiness. So sutras and the granthas like so those are like a talk like a Lalit Bistra, with the Prajnaparamita Sutra about the emptiness, how to make you realizations of emptiness in 32 different way. And then comes with the Lalit Bistra Sutra, which like every little things you can find about a Buddha's life. Sometimes like when you read it, the Buddha's whole thing is like it's just like a Buddha's not a fear. He doesn't do good job. Like he give up from family, he gave up for wife, and there's also the dialogue with the wife, how the wife was like a very upset, like that. So it is when you see that way, like wow, Buddha doesn't care about a wife and children. When you come to that, so whole life history, every detailed life history is into the that Lalit Bistra. So then there's also the Ganda Bihar. Ganda Bihar is to talk about more about Bodhicharya Avatara, how you can understanding the Bodhicharya Avatara wisdom. And then Suvarna Prabha is other one. It's like Sutra Upadesa and Buddhas, how the Buddha gave for also, it is also mentioned that why the Buddhas have only 80 years old life, like what is the reason behind there. So those kind of thing. And Lanka Avatara is like a Sakyamuni Buddha is talk about the figures with his bring you the truthness, bring you the they call also Dharmakaya, like the bringing established in the groundings of the Dharmakaya, and the Dasabhumi is like more like the 10 different pathway, like the 10 different state to get into that. And Samadhi Raja, it's about it's more like a psychological way of giving, like the giving what you need to understanding being a Buddhism. So it's like a talk about like how you gain the wisdom through with the emptiness, or how you be in the nature, how you understanding the nature. So those things is talk about into the Samadhi Rasa. And Saddharma Pundarika, they usually talk about like a Mahakaruna, and then like a great compassions, and three yanas, like the three vehicles, or three Buddha Dharma Sangha, how you can connect it, how you can make it to a meaningful way life. And then the last one they call Tathagata Garbha. Tathagata Garbha also is not a sutra, it's also considered a tantra. So the Guhya Samaj Tantra, that is also considered the Tathagata Guhya they call. But that is all about the mantras and the sutras, and all about what we call that mudras and the feet and everything. Talk about that into the body part, into the tantric way. So when you come to the point like those Navagrantha or Navasutra, so when you come to a point, what we needed for this is also the different person. People have a different ideas in the dharmas and different ideas in a way of practicing. So they embrace everything into the Navagrantha. So whatever you needed to know about the Buddha Dharma, if you get to know, then it is all in there. So that is a sutra interpretations, like I mean, they have every Buddha talk that's become a sutras, but a Gantra is like based on that Gantra, it's considered, I don't know, old, which is one is old. So it will be Gantras and Tantra must be old than the Sutra, basically, in my own opinions. Because in Nepal, when you think about Nepal, we have a, we have also the Kokusanda Buddhas, and the Kanakamuni Buddha was before the Buddha was born. And then we have also the Swayambhu. Swayambhu was built with the Manjusri. So Manjusri is much before than the Sakyamuni Buddha. Sakyamuni Buddhas always refer to the Manjusri, Tara, So when you think about that way, they are much before than the Sakyamuni Buddha. So they are in a Swayambhu, they already established with the 5 Buddhas, with the 5 Taras in there, as the stupa. When you come to the point of the stupa, to consecrate the stupa, they already have a sutra, they already have a tantra there. So to establish that the energy and power, you already have there. So, but Buddha came with that as way, the sutra, as a sutra, because that whatever it is in the past, it's maybe this is esoteric, it's maybe people doesn't know about that. So Buddha came with that every single thing, it is giving teachings with as the sutra way. So everybody can linkings and making a meaningful way of life, and making that even in the tantras, making the sutra, even in the highest esoteric, it's making the sutra so people can easily get the meaning out of that. So that's what sutras, Grantha and the tantra is much before than Sakyamuni Buddha. It's my own opinions, but there's no evidence. So, but when you see the evidence that ways, people talk about Nepal, why is that Nepal is not known outside? Yes, Nepal, how are you going to know? 800 years been assassinated with the Buddha Dharma there, never been a Buddhist country for 800 years. What are you expecting? you know. And then when you come to the point like that, we have evidence with there, with the Namo Buddha, with before the Buddha was, and cut the meat when he was a princess. He cut the meat and then offered to the tiger. That is still in a place that they create the stupa up there. And then we have also the Asoka, which in 3rd century, his wife and children they run away from the India and build in a, this is a safe place to be as a Buddhist. So they built the Charumati Vihara, the Asoka's daughter. It's in the 3rd century, it's already built. So when you come to the point of the Buddha Dharma, like there is so much because of that, if that we have, it's been for hundreds of thousands of years. It's a Buddha Dharma, it's in Kathmandu Valley. So, but the sutras and Trigantra, it's already the tantras and the mantras and the gantra, it's already exists that period of time. So my view is like a Buddha made it into sutra. So sutra means that the thread, making that connections with everything and making the meaningful way of life. So every little things with the vulnerable to the Eightfold Path, the dependent, independent horizon. There's all like a meaningful way. They're making to the instructions and make that easy for the people. That's what Buddha did it.
Even all of these subjects in Buddhist knowledge, they can be practiced through mantra or dharani. If someone were to begin, you mentioned there are dharani for all occasions in life, and some of the mantra or dharani are there for clearing obstacles, purification. Do any come to mind for purification or clearing obstacles?
Yeah, there's if you look into there like the every Tara, normally like we know already. Okay, Tara for or Vajracharya for purification. So Tara for cutting through it, or Mahakalas like a Vajrapani is like there's all the Dharanis for each everyone. So basically like it's depend on the what are we seeking for, what are we looking for. So based on that, so you can read the Dharani and keep away for all part. But my idea is like we don't know where these obstacles come. Just read every day. If you read it, that's what's in the Newar tradition. Like you just read it every day. You just living into the present moment and living in the happy way of living. So
one of the things that you stressed in a previous discussion was the importance of practicing and chanting often.
Yeah.
How often should we be chanting dharani or mantra for them to be more effective?
Yeah, the history in Nepal that we call that nitya puja or the nitya means everyday doing basically. If you don't do every day, then linking is like the chains, break down there. So it doesn't affect that much. So when you do start to everyday chanting, it is just get into embodiment. So it's an embodiment will be completely transformation. Like for me, like when I was doing every day, if I go to the psychic, psychic will see that is what's raised in the body. Like I do lots of yogini practice in my daily life. So when I go that what's in the behind, like it's something there in the behind you carry it everywhere you go. Like what that means, I don't know anything. Or like, and then the psychic never have any Buddhist background or anything. She saw the pose like this person like with the red in color. Where it is come from? It's behind my shoulder. They carry it into you, and then they are the guidance for use in a pathway. So, but if you do, whenever you have a time, I will do practice. This means like the slappy way. It doesn't give you the really powerful practice. That's what the yogis and the yoginis, stay in a cave and years and years and stay in a cave. So every day it's build up the energy. That's really important. To daily practice. It's important.
Do you use the term nimitic? So nitya means daily, every day. Sometimes they use the term nimitic,
yeah.
like occasional or.
Nitya means daily. Every day you need to do it. Yes. There's a nitya and nirtya. That's the difference. So nirtya is a dance. So, but it is sources of the coming from the nitya. So nirti is a dance, nitya is the daily practice. So, but also the dance means that not the, you know, in a present day of a movement, we think about dance mean the movement. Dance means like the visualizations. Dance means like the bringing to all the, you know, what are you visualizing? It's make you like continuous movings with your mind, and it could bring you the clear vision, clear mind. That's we talk about the dance. So that's the nirtya. So
In Tibetan tradition, sometimes we'll chant Om Gate Gate Paragate or
yeah,
some Gate,
absolutely. Yeah.
but we'll use it as a dokpa for averting obstacles. Do they do things like this also?
Yeah,
Newar
in newer tradition, obstacles and moving is like a, you know, that is the importance for, we have every occasions in even like a ritual, like a birth rituals, date ritual, life circle ritual. You have to keep the obstacle to move always. They have
What are
always
some of the
20
mantras used for birth, for marriage, for
things.
passing away? Any specific ones?
Like life rituals we have that, you know, from birth to the date, and then when you come to the birth to the date, like as soon as before the birth, like the 3 month pregnancy, 6 month pregnancy, 9 month pregnancy, then the ritual will be done. And then on top of that, like as soon as you give a birth, within 2 days, within 4 days, you have to done the rituals with a, they call a namakarna, which is give names and give your the astrological, you know, pathway. Then you come to the 5 months and 6 months. There's a divination now where your life will be moving. You will know that is, and there's also the giving mantras and the make you the choose your pathway when you are like a 5 months and 6 months. Girls will be 5 months, the boys will be in 6 months. So when you come to the grown up a little bit, and then every circle of life was like a 7 years and a 7 year circle. So then you have a within 7 years you have to done other rituals. So it is considered that you're not anymore the babies anymore. So you can fool around, just make it that, you know, statement for the like a, you grown up right now. So behave nicely in a grown up way. So they make it that then 12 years then other ritual will be done. So then your ritual part is done, then you come to the marriage, then also if within the marriage, the ceremony, it will be elaborate ceremonies, long ritual ceremony. So that's also the part of the purifications always make you into purifications, and making obstacles moving in the purification. They call it Guru Mandal Puja. So
Some of the Vedic or Indian traditions, Sanskrit traditions, have samskaras. So these sounds like samskara rites.
yeah.
It's good to know because we have a larger, more extended birthing community. For these rites, aside from the ritual, the mantra, does one have to be Buddhist? Is this part of Newari culture, Buddhist culture, or a mix of them?
Well, in Nepal, like the, you know, the Hindus and Buddhists, it is a mixture because they've been running for a long period of time, so they make it mash it up everything. So, but the real Buddhists with the Vajracharya and Sakya, they keep it as it is. You don't see that it is a mix at all. They just so up for a mixing up, but internally they don't mix anything.
Uh,
So that's just in our traditions. Like we preserve, we call a lay priest. You know, that's my nature. So we keep it survive because of the lay priest being a lay priest. So
Many people chant Dharani when they're not feeling well, when they're ill. And we have quite a few. Some more familiar are the medicine Buddha, or Sajaguru.
yeah, that's also.
What are some of the main healing dharani? They're
It's
related
a,
to
for the
Veda,
long life Vaishyaje Tathagata Buddha, they call Vaishyaje, which is also Usnisa, also Tara,
Buddhita.
Sapna Tara, and also like what is it called? We have many different Taras actually. So Taras, Dharanis, and and the white Tara, you know, like a long life with the white Tara. Also, yeah, the Vaishyaje Tathagata Buddha. Well, that's medicine Buddha, sorry. And then the Usnisa. Yeah, that's one. Who else that is? There's lots of them in
Parnashavari. Um,
Sabri.
but
Yeah, I have a
21 Taras, is that something commonly chanted in Newari tradition?
Not 21 taras.
Okay.
Not 21 taras, not
So
much.
very specific Tara from the
Yeah.
Sanskrit tradition.
Yeah. Well, 5 tara is it's more common, and then within the tara they have a many different verses up there. But also the 108 tara is more common too. So they chant up the 108 taras as a dharani. So every single word is a name of the taras that they also call. That's all the wisdoms in 108 taras. So
As part of the priestly role, will you ever prescribe mantra or dharani either for astrological concerns or health circumstances? Will you prescribe mantra or dharani?
yes, mostly like people have a dharani, it's a little long for people to read. If they are not, Sanskrit leader, that's will be hard. And they always worry about the pronunciation, how I don't do the pronunciation. So for them, it's like a mantras, it's just the easy way to make it that transformation. So,
How do you feel about people starting to learn about these dharani and choosing one for themselves?
yeah, that's the way it is need to choose. Even like there's a, Avalokiteshvara dharani, like each month, like the astrologically, what is the month you are born, so there is the dharani for that too. So you can choose also the, if you are the Adam who deities you are in your Adam, you can choose that also the practice. That will be more benefit. So yeah, one dharani will be good.
People associate, actually differentiate meditation from mantra or dharani. What's the connection between the two? Or
Well,
are they the same?
I have to say like a dharani little bit longer verses than mantras. So mantra is a short verses. So dharani is a long verses. It's just if you can do it, it make you feel like even like the joyful ways. The dharani have a lot of joyful way. Mantra is like a very serious. You need to be in a serious way, like a chanting, and a concert visualizing. But the dharani is like it doesn't need to visualize this in that way. The vibrations of the dharani, it's make a transformation itself. So.
So some of these sadhana texts still have lines describing iconography, but not all of them have this component. So is visualization a part of dharani?
There's no visualization there, but it's a direct connections with I should say like a taras, like okay, cut through with all the whatever the bad spirit that is, it's make you cut through it. You don't need to visualize anything. I'm reading this, I'm cut through it. So it doesn't have any visualization there. Yeah.
And what's the relationship between dharani and ritual? Mantras are usually a part of ritual, and sutras are sometimes chanted at
Mm.
specific days or circumstances. What is the relationship between all of this?
Well, rituals are like dharani is specifically is for ordinaries for everybody to make them read. So when you come to the pujas and the priests, you have to be trained with the puja, and then also you have the initiation with the puja. So, but the dharani is like it doesn't need to be initiated with anyone. Anyone can read it. But the puja, you have to, if you have a able to do the puja, then you have to get initiations from the guru. So
How would one begin to start practicing or studying dharani or chants with you? Will there be ongoing
yeah, it's all
sadhana?
be ongoing. This every Tuesday we do, but I did the translation, so I don't do the translation. We just read through it.
Yes.
So people have any questions about, we also have a chat after that. So people have any questions, so people can ask any questions. What it will like, let's say for example, oh my friend is sick, so what you should do, well we give it some like okay, Vaishya Tathagata, which is medicine Buddha chanting, or to Tara chantings, all the different Tara, read for that Tara for those. Also long life, we have also the Usnisa Bijay, we have also the white taras, there's also the Dharani there. So, and then if you need to be powerful and energy, they also have all the Dakinis Dharani there too. So we also have a Mahakala, you need to really protect, you need to really strong. There's a Mahakalas, Vajrapanis, Pratsuna Bhairavas, there's many rightful deities, the Dharani as well. So
What can you offer in terms of two. We have two communities. One is mothers to be, what can they chant, or those that are working as doulas or midwives, anything for during pregnancy, and then also for transition, end of life. Sometimes we chant certain texts.
Mhm.
Any mantras, Dharnis, come to mind to
I
suggest?
mean, I could recommend it with the compassion and kindness, Avalokiteshvara. So they have more than I don't know how many Avalokiteshvara Dharani we have. It's a quite numbers of the Dharani there in Avalokiteshvara itself. So they have more than 30 different Avalokiteshvara Dharani there. So yeah.
And so for also for end of life care, sometimes we read this like Baro Todal, or we have texts that we often chant like the
We also have a yeah the for the death like the we have also Durgati Parsodar and Dharani. That's it means the liberations make you the liberation Dharani. It's very much like the Bardo or very much like the uh, you know you're not anymore living, so enjoy the life more better when you die. So we also have that long. That was long. Itself that itself take you to 1 hour to chant with Durgati Parsodar Dharani itself. So.
and lastly, or full moons or specific holidays, what are some of the main ones that you'll chant?
Uh, well, that one, every full moon. That's also we also do here. So with every full moon, we do the Namasangiti. Namasangiti is also the kind of like a dharani. It's just like a different 7 different verses. They made it to the mandalas, the Dharmadatta mandala, Vajracharya mandalas. Give a corresponding respondings. Those are make it that way. So it's about a Buddhist teachings, the Manjusri wisdom teaching. So that's what we do as a Dharani, I call it sutras. But that's also take you 1 hour. So if you slowly read that the whole thing, it's about 1 hour, 15 minutes. So that's we also do in a Sanskrit every full moon. So
Some scholars will even say that that is in the genre of a tantra, and perhaps the
yeah,
oldest tantra that we have besides Kala Chakra.
yeah. Manjusri is considered a tantra too. Yeah, yeah.
So, Prajwal, it was so helpful. I'm going to list these Navagranthas
Right. Yeah.
for many people, but how can they connect with you? Can practitioner communities also consult with you for how to practice individually or as group?
Yeah, I mean, I have a web page there, so and also the phones and everything. So it is me. I'm not a good writer, so I cannot write too much things. I'm from the different countries, so my writing is really bad, so I cannot write. But if people want to call and connect, I can talk. There's my phone number and web page. It's in my web page is all my phone number. So with dancemandal.com and also the portlandbaha.org. That's the two web pages. The dance web page and also the temple web page. So we have.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
also
Yes,
yeah,
please.
also anyone want to join. So it is it's free link always there. So we have also sadhana every Wednesday sadhana and a bhajan, Buddha bhajan. We have every Tuesday and also singing, also Charya songs, which is the yogic songs every Friday. So in the morning, this all the Zoom link is all there. So free to join for anytime. So we don't need to be experienced. We don't need to be what I call just listen, enjoy, you know, that's all. So yeah.
So I want to encourage all the listeners. Again, that's the Portland Baja or Nitya Mandala Mahavihara.
Mhm.
And there is a Zoom link on the website. And I just would love for everyone to connect with you.
Yeah,
Such an incredible resource for
yeah,
everything in terms
yeah.
of Newari Buddhism.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it
Thank
is.
you.
Sometimes like you get a loss when you read those kind of things. I have so many like even like a Guya Samaj countries. Like wow, there's like a this is all in the Sanskrit and somebody translated. So this is a Arya Dasabhumi Sutras. This big book like it is hard. So
We
yeah,
definitely need a guide
that's right. Yeah, yeah,
translating these worlds.
that's right. Yeah, it take times life. Life it is amazing. So yeah, that's a great.
So thank you so much again for this wonderful
Yeah,
time. And please, everyone, take this opportunity to connect with this world of practice that's happening in Portland.
yeah. Great,
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.